E3 this has been so far, hasn't it? The first day, I think the only thing that anybody gave a crap about was the Skyrim remaster, and that's just a remaster, so. But then this happened. Today was quite a good day. Nintendo stuff basically. They may not be bringing that much to the table, but boy, did they bring some stuff. But then this happened. This is what I'm getting across. Saying God of War 4, that looks awesome. A bunch of stuff looks awesome today, but this was the thing that caught people off guard. Now, I've gotten a second into this. I'm just going to more or less just do this once or twice just to kind of show. Because you can do this multiple times, and you can get different endings with it. But it's a little demo for Resident Evil 7. Now, I'm a huge fan of the series. I think the first PS2 game I ever owned, or if not the first one, the first really, really good ones at least, was Resident Evil Code Veronica. Now, I know a lot of people don't like that game, but I frankly still think it's really good. In fact, I genuinely like 5 and 6. I know a lot of people don't. But, again, opinions are funny things. For the record, I don't like them as horror games. In fact, I don't really find anything in the series that scary. Though, let's see if this game's going to prove me wrong on that point. Ooh. Frame rate. Get out of the house. Dash them against the stones. Promising. Okay, the fact that this game is pitch fucking black is not helping matters. That's a good sign. Fuse is missing. So a fuse, a videotape. Well, the front door was an idea. This is, somebody would have told me this is Resident Evil, I think I would have... Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's promising. So, okay. This is the problem with horror, is I always feel like I don't really have much to talk about because I just kind of want to let the madness, so to speak, do its own thing. Oh yeah, that is that is something. Delightful. Wish that noise would stop happening. Oh boy. Okay. This is, well, we're going back to this. This is incredibly atmospheric. Oh. Yay for bolt cutters. Yay for videotape. That is definitely a dead something. Okay. Gonna need a second. Man, God of War 4 looks really interesting, doesn't it? I mean, wasn't expecting them to do a continue. I need to talk about this for a second. I mean, I really wasn't expecting it to continue on the story. I was expecting it to be like it's a new Norse version of the entire story, like it's out of canon. No, go figure, it actually is still in canon. Please open. Okay, yeah. Right, I remember now. 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 Let's put the tape in the dishwasher. Give credit to them that the whole use of items does feel very Resident Evil. I'll give them that. Which is actually something I was a little bit concerned about. Like it was going very... Oh, fuck you. It was going...
Guy? Give me a break, Pete. Hey, I only work with professionals. Speaking of which, make sure the sound is right this time. I don't want a repeat of Amarillo.
That was 2 fucking years ago.
I don't do ADR.
Because this did not feel very Resident Evil, but I will admit that the item system does. I have seen this, but I haven't played this before.
Good plan. We do a walkthrough of the inside first, then we shoot the intro.
Just like we always do. Just try to say the show's name this time, okay?
No problem. Tonight on Sewer Gators, another worthless fucking shithole. Happy?
Ecstatic.
Are we rolling? All right, let's go.
Get out of the way.
It's locked.
After you.
Like, I've heard a lot of people describe this.
Why are we in hell this
Again, I know I'm not talking much, but
Do you ever prep?
What's the prep? Shitty house.
a lot of people compare this to the Blair Witch Project, which I'm getting very
Fuck me. I
There
was
you
an
have
anchor,
it.
you know?
Weekend sub, Pete. Not anchor.
What's that?
Nothing.
kind of sound like James Woods there for a second. I gotta admit,
What's the story, Andre?
a lot of people diss the
Abandoned
Hercules
farmhouse,
movie.
Missing family.
I don't. I like
foul
that
play
movie.
Suspected. The usual.
How
You
long
can tell
did
I'm
say
really
this place has
freaked
been
out considering the
abandoned?
fact that I'm just rambling intensely incoherently.
Get a shot of this. Let's make a great cutaway. So, Hillbilly Joe and his family go missing.
Not hillbillies, the Bakers. Jack and Marguerite Baker. And they were quiet, not backward. A lot of bad rumors about their son, Lucas. Bad seed, apparently.
Ah, shit. I knew I should have worn my good shoes. Oh, shit. Glad I had my shots. Although, this would make a great backdrop. Andre, what do you think?
Okay, so somebody
Andre?
has been here between when this happened and when the other thing happened.
Andre! Andre! Clancy, you see where Andre went?
No, I was too busy looking at the dead crow in the
Where is he?
microwave.
Unfucking believable!
Heh. So as you can say, the
This is the
people who
last
thought
time I
Resident
worked
Evil
with
wasn't
that
going to be
guy.
very scary, they were eating crow.
I mean, producers, they come
Yeah.
and go, but
That's the
good
expression,
cameraman
isn't it?
like you, Clancy,
I don't hear that expression very
you
often.
stick with me.
This is why you carry a gun to these places, because you don't know what the fuck is going to be there. For the record.
What the fuck was that? Did you hear that? Andre?
For the record, if I was this cameraman, I'd be getting the F out of Dodge.
Andre, where are you, man? What the hell? You gotta be fucking kidding me. All right, new.
Hold on, I'm going to turn the brightness up a touch.
Deal. We find Andre and we go. I mean, fuck this show. You first. Need a nice hero shot of me coming down the ladder. So, you first. What do you see? What is it?
And that's where it ends. That's kind of funny that it stops right there, isn't it? Sup, bro? Oh, yeah, that's what I expected. Bash them against the stones, indeed. For the record, I'm doing this on protest. Hold on, I'm gonna... Hold on. Turning the audio down in my headphones. I hate jump scares. I sense a jump scare coming. I'm not making it out of this house. Feel safer crouching. I don't know what that is, but I'm not going upstairs. And I legitimately... And yet I legitimately like the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise is what I was going to say before I shit my pants. Now I have to go clean my pants.
Welcome to the family, son.
Still. We gotta get the hell out of here. Come on.
Now... And yeah, you can just repeat it. What's interesting is that there are... I think I've heard there's a couple of different endings. Now, as much as I don't want to do this... First of all, can I do this right now? Ah, lame. I'm going to try this again. I am still a tad concerned. Because as legitimately good horror as this seems, and seems pretty good, you were not always there, were you? No, you were not. See, this is the thing. Okay, you know what? Oh, hold on. Here's what I'm going to say. Then I'm going to end this broadcast and stop embarrassing myself, because that's all I'm really doing by playing this right now. This is creepy as hell. I hate to play devil's advocate, especially considering the fact that a lot of people really hated 6 and 5, especially 6, it seems, for some reason, even though, again, as an action game, it's fine. Though everybody just goes, maybe the franchise was horror-rooted. Not really. It was creepy, and I'll give credit where credit is due. The remake was particularly creepy. The atmosphere was excellent. The remake of 1, I should say. And, 4 had really good atmosphere, and it was creepy at points. But we're literally going from bio-organic weapons, BOWs, the form of zombies, which have been a part of the franchise from the beginning, and are literally the main thing that most people think of when they think of Resident Evil, to, unless they're somehow creating zombies, or they are somehow affected by these bioweapons, or that kid who had the knife, or the guy who had the knife at the end of the thing at the ending I just got, is somehow bio like mutated hillbillies. No, we're just getting into like friggin' The Hills Have Eyes here. And that's not Resident Evil. Now again, the item system. This is Resi. This is very Resident Evil. This is actually extremely Resident Evil. This, while incredibly goddamn scary, and that's just fucked up. Also, where did that come from? No. Look, here's my point. Will this be an amazing horror game? Hell yes. Am I going to get it and probably love it? Hell yes. Will this be a really good Resident Evil game? No. Let's not kid ourselves here. This is not going to be a good Resident Evil game. Because let's face it here, this isn't Resident Evil. Resident Evil is an action game with a horror twist. This is pure horror. Like, unless I'm given a gun at some point, this ain't jiving. So here's what I think. I think that this is going to be Resi 7 is going to be, first of all, because of the fact that they called it Resident Evil 7. that kind of implies that this is still in universe, meaning this is still, like, this takes place after the events of 6. So there are still, the USAA, I think is what they're called, or the something, the whatever company Chris is part of. Like, they're still around trying to stop the OWs. Like, all of that still happens. So here's what I'm thinking. Unless that was charming. Can't open that? No. Here's what I think. I think this is kind of like how PT would have been had Konami not been, Konami. AKA douchebags. Hashtag fuck Konami. Once again, ew. I think that this is going to be what PT would have been to Silent Hills, because I don't think Silent Hills would have been even really that close to PT as we had it. Because here's the thing, I think that this is basically just picking up the slack from that. Does that mean I don't like this? No, I do tremendously like this. Good horror is good. Enough said. But I still think that this might not be a Resident Evil game in the sense that I don't think that this is going to be... This will be good horror. This will not be good Resident Evil. Because Resident Evil is action-based. And I know that there's a lot of people who are going to disagree with me on that. That dummy is once again gone. I'm just going to go back downstairs. I don't think it's going to be Resident Evil in any sense of the franchise. Once again, that still scared the crap out of me. I don't think this is going to be Resident Evil as it's been for the rest of the franchise. I think that this... Okay, that's my mic... That is literally my headset moving. What's wrong with that noise was it was starting to freak the crap out of me. It's literally my microphone. I am literally scaring myself. Good lord. Here's what I want to state about this. I don't think that what we're going to get with Resident Evil 7 is going to be exactly this. Now, admittedly saying this, I do think it is going to be first person, which a lot of people are not going to be too happy about, but this was first announced, may I remind you, during Sony's VR segment. So there's no way this is not going to be a first person. But, so that there's that as a change. Now that's fine, I don't mind it changing it to first person. For God's sakes, look at the jump from Code Veronica to 4. That was a big jump in perspective. So, jumping to first person is fine. That's beautiful. The problem I have is that this really isn't going to go... I'm trying to figure out a way of saying this that I don't sound like I'm just trying to be the devil's advocate or be a hipster or whatever. It's not that I think the Resident Evil series hasn't gone downhill, because I do think that 4 is the best one, no question. I generally like 5 and 6 though, which is where a lot of people disagree with me. Because here's the thing. Yes, 5 and 6 were a hell of a lot less scary. But here's the thing. Nemesis was never that scary. 3 was never that scary. 2 was never that scary, except for literally one jump scare. And that's a jump scare, so that doesn't count. At least in my mind. Literally the only scary game in the franchise, aside from this, was the 1 remake. And yeah, you might be able to get away with saying 0. Because it had a very similar atmosphere. Here's my point. This game is going to be very scary. I don't think it's going to be Resident Evil. And what a lot of people want is a scary Resident Evil. I don't think this is... I think this is going to be scary, but I don't think it's going to be Resident Evil. Is how I'm going to word this. Again, I'm excited, I'm happy, I'm exuberant, but I like the cheese of the franchise. Let's face it, if you were scared of the first game in its purest form, did you just miss the cutscenes? Because Barry was cheesy as hell. The action in every single game is cheesy as hell. The plot, and you could say that a lot of that was because it was started in the Resident Evil in the PlayStation 1 era, and that's fine. But at the same time, I mean, that has its ups and it has its downs. What the problem is, that note's not there anymore. Let me phrase that. Hillbillies and ghosts. Which is a winning combination if you ask me. I think that this is going way off the rails in terms of what it's supposed to be. And did it need to go off the rails? Yes. But again, I'm not trying to downplay this. I think this is going to be amazing as a horror game. But this is not going to be Resident Evil 7. At least I don't think. This is going to be a scary game that Capcom slapped the name on because people wanted a scary Resident Evil game. I don't think this is going to be Resident Evil. Because it just doesn't seem to fit. Like, unless near the end of the game I'm fighting off hillbillies with a shotgun, which admittedly just sounds like something I just did in Fallout 4, but that's neither here nor there. Or Fallout 3, excuse me. Get the two confused because the DLC is very similar. Anyway. Where the fuck was I going with this? Right. Look, this is going to be a great game. I don't think it's going to be a great Resident Evil game. I think this is going to be a great horror game. I don't think this is going to be Resident Evil. So far, this has literally been from one day of footage and news. One day. And this is what we've got. So maybe it might turn over. Maybe I'm playing as Leon. Who the hell knows? My point is, this will be a great game. I'm just unsure if this is going to feel like a Resident Evil game. And because of that, it's going to kind of herky-jerk my emotions towards it. Because I love the cheesy action. I love the stupid crap. Resident Evil has always been an action game with horror elements. Never a horror game. Never, never, never a horror game. Not to me, at least. But that's enough of me rambling and whinging and complaining and etc. Ladies and gentlemen, I shall see you for whatever I'm doing next. I don't know what the hell that's going to be. Possibly Dark Souls 2? actually. I've been thinking about doing that. Possibly Dark Souls 2, possibly something else. I don't know. Anyway, see you next time.